So yeah, welcome everybody to Citizen Sleeper. We are a cyborg. We sold our body to a corporation and had our memories transferred. Apparently the body can wake up at some point and then just live on, maybe. But yeah, basically we transferred our mind to cyborg body, and with that we basically belong to the corporation. The problem is they were working us to the bone, and we were always like forced to stay with them because they made it so the bodies wouldn't last long without certain medications called a stabilizer. That's like a thing that like sends the organs a signal, hey, work with the body, be stable, don't reject each other, things like that. Kind of like an immune suppressant. But yeah, we fled the corporation, and we actually made it out alive somehow, even though the ship we came in was obliterated. And we're currently on a space station that is a bit more lawless outside of like the normal like systems, and we're trying to first of all obviously save our body, second of all try to get rid of the people that follow us. Right now we still have a tracker enabled, and we try to either escape or make a living. To, you know, see if we can, maybe we can better the space station, maybe we can make it out on the a ship that sets out to like explore new grounds and form a new civilization somewhere. But yeah, we are currently it's saved here, okay. Yeah, I thought so. That's fine, we just need to sleep through the night again. So yeah, we are currently waiting on somebody that will help us with the tracker to finish his stuff, which means like you need to help him first, which yeah. Also, Maywick is the guy that wants to kill us, and you can see how many cycles are left. Hopefully we can, before that, stop some of the stuff. But yeah, we have uncovered many new things we can do. Is this a new cycle? It is. Amazing. Don't have enough for more than 2, but yeah. There we go. That's 2 scrap we can sell. Probably not gonna give us too much more. So yeah, this is the side horizon, which is gonna be the exploration ship. Let's see that we make the scraps to money. So let's play the exchange one, shall we? We have a bonus there, might as well. Nice, okay. And another scrap. And then I want to harvest some mushrooms. Let's actually buy another scrap. Just because we can. Never know what you may get. Plus scrap allowance, yeah, that was clear. What is this stupid sound? Okay, start the action, and what do we get? Okay, not too bad. I mean, we didn't make back what we put in, but that's fine. Let's go over the gap to the greenway, and let's go to harvest some mushrooms. 2 random. It's a target caps. Actually, I think that was enough. I think we only needed 2. If I remember correctly. But yeah, if you wanna like watch the full story, I have the VODs uploaded on my VOD channel with music or on Twitch here. They should be there, so you can watch them here too. This will take a while. Let's get some food in us. And then I wanna see if I can let's go up to center hub, shall we? I want to see if we can invest here. 100, okay. 100 we need for investing into that. Let's descend. Could be helpful to have like the house there for resting, but not right now. I guess then the next thing I can do is cross the greenway again. I can't remember how many cycles was it. Yeah, it was 6. Okay, that means 5 more. Let's get to be a bit more friendly with these guys. You're gonna work here. Oh, we're gonna work here. No, that's okay. Guess the bonus here is actually more useful. Neutral, nice. Okay, 1 more and we're a Hypha member. That's actually quite helpful. Let's set over again into cycle and rinse and repeat. So yeah, there's obviously we need to progress a bit more to get more of the story, and some of the stuff is just waiting for the cycle to end. Going into the next. But I always want to make sure to use my throws like actually in a useful way. Okay, we can become a Hypha member. Let's see what that grants us, shall we? Now I want to see if I can make some money by working either on the side rail or somewhere else, just so I can pay off the stuff on top. Let's see. I want to try. Worst case, worst, it gives only 1. Neutral, okay, that's amazing. Rico, botanist, huh? You head down into Hypha compound following a blue painted line that's labeled laboratories. The member you were assigned to work with told you they asked to see you, but you still have no idea what about. The line takes you to a blue door and through to a glass-roofed chamber where a network of stems and leaves fill the sunlight, filters the sunlight coming through the ceiling. Reading apparently is also not my strength today, but that's okay. Casting the whole chamber in a strange yellow-green. Peaceful, isn't it? Distracted by the green, you miss the woman standing at the lab bench, camouflaged by the dapple light. Welcome to my sanctuary, she smiles. Come, let's talk, she says and beckons you closer. What is this place? Here? These were processing centers for the agriculture of the old corporate station. She offers a hand to shake. I'm Riku. I run the botany program at Hypha. Botany program? Yes, the plants in the greenway are vital to Hypha's continued existence. It's important we understand them. She lifts a tiny sample jar. Yellow spores dance inside. Hypha lives off the land of the greenway. It's what allows us to live like we do. No one here pays or is paid. We sleep here, we feed each other, we work for each other. Hello there, Baterman, welcome. Riku walks away from the bench and waits for you to follow. She opens a small door and leads you down a glass corridor surrounded by vivid green. All this, she says, gesturing at the overgrowth, is a kind of miracle. She looks at you with bright eyes. What do you think usually happens to plants of station like this when they're abundant? They die. Eventually, yes. They cannot live without intervention. She leads you left in the crossroad. But here, they endured. She smiles to herself. Actually, no, they thrived. Look at the bright tendrils wrapped around the metal frames of the corridor. They look dominant, strong, like they're taking control of this place. Rico continues. Of course Solheim tried to create a stable biosphere here, patchworking the surface with gardens and algae tanks that fit into a network of microbial reclamation systems. But the Greenway was always envisioned as extractive, a place from which the harvest is removed and sold to those living on the station, not a closed loop. For this reason, when the collapse came, the Greenway should have gone with it. Erlin himself was so convinced of it that his first colony never ever came here to try to reclaim it. He instead relied on outside favors and influences, shipments from the inner system, and small-scale agriculture systems like kelp and fungi farm stocks. And yet here we are, among growth and decay, a biosphere flourishing. When Haifa came here, we expected to find only vacuum-dried stalks and leaves, perhaps some fungal colonies hidden in the mulch, but we found a jungle. With this, Rico hits a button on the wall and leads you through a large pair of double doors into a huge, impossible chamber. It's every kind of green, from pale algae tanks to the dark vines that surround them. It's wet too, a rarity on the eye. Consider condensation clouds in the light from the high grass roof and gathers on the shiny broad leaves of shrubs. How? That's exactly your question. Rico turns to you, visibly excited by the room you're both standing in. Doesn't make sense, but in many ways the system has stabilized. Unlike the farm stacks close to the gap who need to input to support their meager output, this place runs itself. Perhaps Solheim managed something new here, perhaps they tweaked the plans or built new systems buried deep below us. Or perhaps their collapse caused some fortunate cascade, an unlike chemical reaction within the biosphere. That's what I'd like you to help me find out. She turns to you, her forehead wet with dew. Aren't you the botanist? Astutely noticed, but I don't need a botanist. Rico sits on a railing. These halls run deep, sleeper, and I'm getting old. She stamps her foot on the metal grating of the walkway. Whatever is causing this is to be found in the growths deep in the Greenway. Haifa won't spare anyone for an expedition. It's too dangerous and unnecessary, they say. I can make the case, but I can't get the votes. You sleepers are hardy beings, I know that much, and you can speak to the eye and cover its secrets in ways I never can. She holds an arm so you can help her stand. Bring me sample spores, seeds and blossoms. I can grow them in the lab and study them. The deeper they are found, the better. I will try. Thank you, and thank you for listening. Rico leads you back out the huge chamber and up through passages. She's a little slower now and stumbles on the steps. You help her where you can. It's good to have new blood in the commune, she says. Many of us have been here a long time. Few come through. She settles back at a bench in the lab, stretching her legs. You got to leave. Come back if you find something, sleeper, she calls. There are discoveries to be made. And you follow the blue line back up to the compound, all the time thinking that impossible magical green. Interesting. So we have the lab and we have a home-esque thing now. Might as well try. Let's see. Okay, we now have an actual home here, just without a cat. I like the one with the cat. Let's see what we can do with the hyperlapse. We can deliver spores, okay. So we can actually go here, collect spores. Okay, that's actually perfect. Let's progress this a bit. I still want to use these two actions on getting money, but you know. Sleeper, Rico greets you without so much as looking up from her work. I have some of yours here. Come see. She beckons you over to a heavyweight-looking console, wired to a series of specimen jars, some of which contain your spores. What does it say? This first you have your real cocktail, selection of types from within the growth, but I've been able to isolate a few. She taps one of the specimen jars. Here we have Tricoloma Matsutake, Riku breathes through the Latin and Japanese pronunciation as if it was nothing. Yeah, I totally didn't. I mean, Matsutake mushrooms, not bad. A species somewhat modified for use on the station. She brings up a panel and her console showing a chemical composition. Shiitake, I guess. Very similar. Showing a chemical composition. All gradient bars and obtuse acronyms. This is the composition of the soil in modified Matsutake spores. Modified? Yes, every species on the eye is a tweaked variant of Slimes, of course, but that's not the point. Riku brings up another panel. Identical in layout, but with 30 different colors and numbers. You see, this is what your Matsutake spores look like. I don't understand. Look at the composition, they are totally different. Riku glances at the specimen jar as if it might have something to add. They're fundamentally the same spores, but they carry different chemicals, different signals. She leans back inside. Some may have introduced their own tweaked versions in the beginning, but the growths have and still are affecting them. Do they still grow? Exactly! She smiled. What I wondered. She moves to another desk where two trays sit side by side. The first contains nothing but plant mulch. The second you smell before you even look at it. The pungent aroma of the fruiting Matsutake like rotting sodden overalls laced with an edge of spice. Never smelled rotting sodden overalls, but okay. Interesting comparison, I would say. The Matsutake are growing from Solheim stalks, pulled from a spore vault in this complex, she winks. They are delicious, by the way, she sets them aside. The empty trays germinated with the spores you collected. No activity, no germination, no nothing. But the growths are full. Yes, they are. Riku looks at you directly and you suddenly realize how much she enjoys this. So here's our puzzle, Sleeper. Spores from the growth won't grow in the knob. But gathering fruiting bodies from the growths is too unpredictable. We need to grow a fruiting body from some of these spores so we can track it. Understand it. In short, I need you to become my mushroom farmer. Actually, I already started. Riku looks impressed. Well, neither mycologist. I never have guessed. I assume you set yourself up in an aviary. Been eyeing that place for its proximity to the growths. Bring me whatever grows, not just Matsutake. There's more than a couple of variants there, so you need plenty of samples. She plucks a Matsutake cap from the tray. These little things are reflections of the conditions. They smell, they taste, the chemistry, it all derives from the condition of the growth. She smells the cap. Enough of these and we'll have a picture of what is happening there, of the ways which this biosphere is modifying itself, or being modified, whichever the case may be. Riku pops the Matsutake cap into their mouth, taking you by surprise. And don't worry, Sleeper, she says while softly chewing. If it turns out to be a dead end, I make sure that not a single mushroom will go to waste. Okay, I mean, to be fair, like, we've also been using them for stuff. Cryo, actually not too bad. Saying we're 13 to 15 on the other one. We have the server stock here. Well, we need to wait for Fang still. Can we do something in the commune? Can get energy here. I mean, yeah, kind of useful, kind of not. Let's stay here and let's work a little bit on the farm stocks. No, that's okay. You may want 100 to be able to buy the stuff. Let's actually rest here. Cannot really feed the cat here, but should be fine for 1 or 2 nights, right? Okay, see that we get some food. Do 1 more of those. guess we have 2 more harvests. Let's harvest some. Okay, that is pretty good. Nice. Okay, random mushrooms, and then we need to plant again, which we need spores for. Let's see if we can reach them in. Okay, 1 of these and 2 of these. And these, well, whatever. It's probably for later. Maybe for a new soup or something. If we can get some spores, that would be pretty good, because... Oops. Well, I guess that was meant to fail, and I wasn't meaning to do that anyways. That's okay. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good. Let's see what we can get. Spores, we need 3, I think. Damn it. Let's try with 2 and see what we get. Yeah, no, we need 3. Problem is it takes a couple days to grow, so I kind of want to do 1 and then work on the other one and buy some food from the work money. So let's get spores with 100% positivity, of course. 2 growth spores. Then it gives 2, that means we have 1 left for the next cycle when we need to do this. There we go, and then... I want to cryo. And we get exactly for 1 food thing, which is pretty good. There we go. Depending on what we roll, we can get 100 cryo together next cycle. So let's do that. What did it mean, complete active scenes? Is that the like symbol for those? Do I need to find somewhere where that is? Probably. Not here. Not here. Oh yeah, we have the food. Emphas preparing the matsudake cups. He cleans them carefully with a damp cloth before shaving the stalks as if he was sharpening a pencil. His knife slides through them, revealing the bright white of the flesh within. "These are good, Sleeper. Very good," he says without looking up. "I battered with Minji for some kelp too, so we can brew the dashi." You know Minji? Dashi is stock, by the way, so I don't need to ask that. Emphas looks up from cutting with a smile. "Everyone knows Minji." Emphas slides the sliced matsutake mushrooms on one side and takes out the closed pan. He opens the lid and you see the green wave of kelp sitting in a bath of water. "Been soaking it since last cycle," Emphas explains. "Should be good to warm now." Places the pan over the burner and turns it on now. "We have some time now." He wipes his hand clean and throws the cloth over his shoulder. "However, there's one difference in the cycle," he smells. "You have been the one providing the ingredients, so it's my turn to provide a story." Okay, I'm actually quite curious. "Good, the story is important to me." He gestures for you both sit on the folding stools behind the stall. "You see these?" Emphas runs a hand over his forearm, tracing the circular scars that mark them like perfect bite marks. "Come, we called it an anchored interfacing rig. A mechanical control device for piloting a heavy-duty extraction suit in low-G industrial operations. We call it a bone suit." Okay. Points to a pattern of large circles on the shoulders. They drill and then anchor it here. Then all the way down the arm. He taps each scar on the way. Maps the mechanical movements to the suit exactly. A one-to-one mechanical replication. You swing your arm, and the 2-ton arm swings too. That sounds quite painful. You should have seen the recruitment vid. Strong people in every stronger suit, tearing through stone and scrap. Superheroes. Half my graduating year signed up from company school to company shuttle. Convoy from birth to death. He stares off into the distance, a moment fighting with the memories. But the bone suits weren't good. The rate of failure was high, and failure meant arms torn off, anchors torn off, broken bones, bad stuff. So after a while, Conway discontinued them. No longer competitive, they said. He shakes the broth, turning down the heat and adding the mushrooms. So, there we were, hundreds of us with surgical alterations for suits that didn't work. They sent us home, back to that company colony that spat us out to be cleaners, drivers, cooks. They gave us drugs for the pain and taught us to make something of ourselves. Yikes. When I deserted, bribing some passing spacers to take me onto orbit, there were only me and a couple of others left. The rest just faded away. Arthritis, osteoporosis, they folded in on themselves like paper lanterns. That was my generation. The anchor points still ache, still burn. He touches the scars. But what burns worse is the betrayal. I've been in the eye a long time now, but that will never fade. Not that, and not the faces of my friends. Emphas reaches over and sprinkles a handful of leaves into the broth. It's ready. Thank you. Thank you for listening to me. I will not let this story die, and as long as I am telling it, it will remain. Emphas pours the broth into a double-walled metal bowl and hands it to you. The heat radiates through your hands, and the smell drifts off rich and sharp, like a pine forest after the rain. You drink the broth slowly, chewing the matsutake and thinking. Emphas bruises himself with cleaning the pans, busies himself with cleaning the pans and the bowl, sealing the kelp back up for another day. Then he quietly comes to sit with you while you finish your meal. Neither of you speak, preferring instead to let the story linger in the air a little longer. It's not that there's nothing to say. It's that sometimes in the moments after some speaking breaks the spell. So you both idle, eager to be in each other's company, Emphas taking longer over his cleaning, his packing, and you savoring the final dregs of broth. When you finally finish and hand him the bowl, you feel the spell break and the story leaves you both. As you leave, you know that both of you are somehow a little more empty and a little more full than before. Interesting. Wait, food and stories with a local. And that is actually, I think, the end of that. Interesting. But I promised to feed the stray. So let's do that. Now let's end the cycle. Okay, I need stabilizer, which is 80. I need to earn some money here. Why not progress on the side roll? It's 15, not 16, but it should help a bit. Okay, let's do one more. Let's spend it on stabilizer, cause next cycle we will have too little for anything. You can go to Rabia's office and patrol the ward. That's actually a bit too risky. Let's not do that. Let's do a risk reward kind of thing, cause we do get energy even if it failed, so let's do this. Amazing! Neutral. That is actually really good. Okay. Wanna go back and see how long the process is gonna take for the lost count of the days. Okay, next cycle is gonna be this, and this still needs 3. Let's use the home here, since we're already here. I don't like how much this clock's ticking. We could like work off the debt that the other bounty hunter had at the bar. I forgot. I'm stupid. I'm so stupid. I forgot to take the stabilizers and now we have lost above the roads here. No. Okay, that's a good thing. When you enter the silver stock, Feng's already set up, crushed among stacks of equipment. He's leaning over a terminal, bathed in a blue glow. He looks totally at home. Sleeper, what do you think? Turns out not everyone in Havernot is set against me. A couple of my old system pals managed to ship me some of my old gear. He gestures at the pile of blinking hardware. Nice kid. Feng does a mock bow. Any updates? Feng beckons you over. He has a set of gardens on the waist on his terminal, which heat maps its activity overlay. Chunk of the relic rim is blotchy with bright red and orange murk. Does this look like a wasteland to you? Feng shakes his head. There's hundreds of convoy machines out there, all lined up concealed hangars. A whole underground facility to support them. Harden has got a crew out there putting them together. They must have shipped them in piece by piece to the shipyard ready for assembly here. Machines? That's Conway's whole thing. Remote operated vehicles. Drones, couches, salvage trawlers, the full set. Maybe Harden masked this whole thing as an effort to clean up the waste, but there's no way this is about putting scrap of the eye. Thing looks worried. And why Conway in the mix? I bet no one in Havnash knows another corporation is setting up on the station. Yeah, that's a bit worrying. They aren't stupid either. These scans are the best info I can get. The wastes are cut off from the ice cloud of networks. The green waste is a total dark zone. No data can come in or out. We can't hack them? We can't from here, turns on wings. That's why I'm gonna pay them a visit. How? You forget Havnards come in and out of here all cycle. I should be able to get in, as long as no one knows I know sees me, he grimaces playfully. But I need you on the outside to help disable security systems and cut me a pathway through. There's no cloud access, but if I can get inside I can open up nodes on the network and we can work in tandem. It's a massive facility buried deep down there. Miles of corridor and ventways wrapped around cargo bays and hangars, so it will take more than a few seconds to work through it. But as long as you can keep them off my back, I know I can rip what we need out of there. He pulls a handful of ripper worms from his pocket and hands them to you. Ripper worms, huh? These are the last of my little helpers I managed to salvage, so make them count. I modified them slightly this time to feed their data threads back into the system that they are tunneling into, creating a nasty little feedback loop. We run it just like we did with the agents, hack the nodes. I ping the located ports from the security system, then slot the worms in those systems and let them go to town. Points to a fuzzy silhouette on the buried facility on the terminal. Here's the entryway. This is where you can get access and slot the first worm. That'll fry the perimeter system and get me past the first corridor. What I need from you is to keep your eye on the facility after you kick things off. You see me pop up in the security system, a server bank. You need to break in and slot a ripper to disable it as soon as you can. If I can't, fingers you hard. You miss a system, you wait too long, they're gonna find me. Simple as that. Claps you on the shoulder. I need you focused on this one, so I'm going to let you fire the staring gun. I won't go until you slot the first worm. I'll leave a tracker running on the terminal here, so come back here if you want to see my progress. He affectionately pats the top of the screen. Got it. Don't worry, I can run rings around the protocols. I've seen it. Finn gets up. It's all in place. You just need to make your own preparations and slot that worm. He stretches. Just don't wait too long. I'm getting bored of all sneaking around. Yeah, and I need my tracker disabled very urgently. Once I'm inside, I get the proof we need to end this whole thing. No matter what, he crouches to check the terminal. We can't take longer than 6 cycles on this thing. Remember that? Yeah, we can't. Okay. Stands up. Oh, and one last thing, he lowers his voice. If I get caught, or you can't reach me, or we run out of time, there's one thing I need you to do. What? You take whatever I have managed to put at this point. All data, you slot that stuff straight into the real I have set up here. He points at the pile of servers and terminals hooked into the dock with cables as thick as your arm. I repurposed the dock's SOS broadcast system to beam out whatever you put in it. Anyone with a terminal, a slate or server on the eye will see it. That means Havana Shatanga to help everyone. No matter what, Harden isn't sneaking away this time, he grins. Got a bit more to do here, but the moment you slot that first worm I make my move, he gives you a parting smile and turns back to terminal. The nerves hit as you make your way out of the service dock. Time to prepare yourself. Well, joke's on him. Greenway cipher, okay. That's a thing we don't have yet. Let's see, this is not about the Greenway. I assume we need to put this over on the other side. Let's see here. Yatanga agent, Yatanga agent. This is not where we need the white circle things. Havanash agent. Huh. I don't see... Do we have to slot the worm like where he is? At or something? This is weird. But there's nothing we can do here. Convoy access, there we go. Okay, I'm nervous, but let's start this. We need to get a hit on the bounty hunters after all. Okay. So you slot the worm, a thread jumps out the facility. It then spills in front of you, releasing data like Lincoln water. Sleeper, Fang's voice crackles through. Moving in. Notes then ports over into the rear and slot the worms. Time starts now, stay safe. Threat dissipates, you are on your own now. Ah, we don't have 3 or 2, that's annoying. Okay, we have to wait a cycle. Let's make a count with some money work. We don't need food right now, let's just directly go to the house, rest and help Fang. And hope for good roads. That's the thing, you need to get lucky with this. Okay, I think with freeze I can work. I think freeze is mostly what we get on the... Yeah, okay. Got out. Slot in a ripper worm. Time to open the ring of doors around the facility. And then we have this and this. This one we can do. As layer nodes need to be extracted before the port will open. Is there time? I would say so. I'm just glad that we don't have the system here that protects anything. The other system, because that would be annoying. Extract data. In RSI, security is more complex. One access point won't be enough to locate the port. Okay, another ripper worm. We had pretty good rolls here, so let's see what we get now. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's a bit more. And then we have one last ripper worm after that, and I suppose like a decent bit more to unveil here. We're just cracking all of their security and hopefully decently quick. Oh, I got lucky. I was thinking I should maybe look which this one has, if it has like a 3 or 5 here, and then use the other one, but I perfectly used the one before. Okay, we need one more. We don't have anything, so let's sleep for now. I need to buy some food first. Now let's sleep and then continue. I have the feeling the last one will be amazingly long to get all the notes out once we slot the last Ripper Worm in and open things. Okay. I don't know if these are on our side, although we still have this, but the Greenway is a different kind of thing. I think that may be linked to the plant stuff. Okay, 4 or 6. We have no chance but to input 6. That's annoying. I hope we're quick enough. And last Ripper Worm. I think should be able to control the facility cameras. Amazing. Threat from the facility cuts to trouts like a hairline crack of light. That's it, the final layer of security broken. Somewhere buried in the depths of the station things control. It's like it's slicing into the camera control circuits and piping into results. The thread flickers and unravels into an image of seeing 2 figures in a room, one sad, the other pacing. Pacing figures resolves to harden, the unmistakable superior posture, the shock of grey hair. Second figure features don't seem to be resolved. They are vague, unformed. A problem with the data, perhaps? You look closer. Then you see the figure is a proxy. Perhaps you should have expected it from Conway, a corporation whose very existence is owned to automation. Proxy is a machine designed to be piloted by remote connection. Someone else within the system, puppeteering it with their own body, speaking so it may speak. The proxy sits impassively on, or the Conway executive that is piloting them does, from the distant safety of someone's ship or orbital colony, perhaps. We can move forward, there's no doubt, Harden is saying. The reclamation teams are almost ready, and after that I will make the declaration. Nothing has to change. The proxy leans forward, its movements slitted, uneven, as if its body was being refracted through water. But things must change, Harden. We need further assurance. I have been informed of a breach in one of the closed networks on the low end. You have been careless. Harden waved the accusation away. We have been stretched. A breach was detected, yes, but no data of value was lost. Our board is concerned, Harden. A drop in the value would be unwelcome at this time. The proxy leans back, its posture dominant. If the reclamation of A1 is contested, then we could be drawn into a compromising legal position. Harden approaches the proxy. There will be no contest. Not from Solheim, who cannot muster a defense. Not from Havanash, who will fall into the line below. He crouches in front of the seated figure. Eye to eye, and the people of the station, refugees, gangs, spacers. Only the opportunists or degenerates. Havanash is no... Thank you, that was quick, Anthony. Havanash is no longer strong, no longer united. None here believes in Arden's vision, nor has the strength to enact it. Sat across from him at the negotiation table, he was forceful, eager, beaten by his ideological convictions, perhaps, but a great man nonetheless. This place no longer deserves to bear his name. The eye is crippled, they cannot survive. It's a room filled with squatters and all else. They will be lucky if it still spins in 100 cycles, Harden stands. You will move forward with the reclamation, because otherwise you will lose your advantage in the system. Without your advantage, you will lose claims on the remaining palladium. Without the palladium, your factories will go dark. He pauses. Do I need to continue? One moment, comes the response from the proxy, and its head drops to its chest. Harden steps back and paces once more, awaiting the discussion taking place elsewhere in the system. You watch Harden as he paces, as he considers his future. What goes on with a mind like that? The mind of a man who would burn all those around him for past to some imagined golden end. The proxy lifts its head. We are happy to proceed. We will legally claim the station formerly known as Solheim A1 as salvage within 6 cycles, having nurses to assist with the transport of the illegal residents to Conway housing and labor facilities. The proxy jutters to its feet. Conway will also claim 70% of the raw output of the reclamation process after losses have been accounted for. Hard nods. I accept. Proxy reaches out to shake his hand like a marionette, and then recording loops. You watch her play it out a second time, gripped by a horrified fascination. There's a bluntness to the conversation, to its blatant disregard for humans as anything other than objects. Yeah, he's selling the entire station out. I'm glad we caught that before he could. Things to be moved, to be used, to be fed into structures, crushed and losses accounted for the cells of tables, the margins of ledgers. You realize now that you're no different than anyone else on the station in the eyes of the people in that room, and just like them. Each body here can be recast, a piece of property, a tool, an expense, an acceptable loss. In one moment they can be named as citizens, celebrated, protected, and in another, the very idea of citizenship can be used against them. That's what it means to live in proximity to a system like this. No longer, not while the eye spins. You gather the recording, pack it into a polygon of purest light. Then you drift down into the service dock like a falling leaf and find the relay. It only takes a second to place that polygon of data, that recording into the relay system. Thing prepared, and when you watch as it burst out, a web of threads heading out into the black, to every network device on the eye. Let them see what power makes of a man. And apparently start... Oh, crack the toughest security system in the eye. Okay, that's nice. Apparently we're gonna start a revolution. I like the discounting, so we're gonna wait for that. Oh my goodness, these scums want to sell out the entire station. I mean, I'm not too shocked, but I'm shocked we managed to catch it before, and I'm shocked that it went as well as it did. Oh my, this is terrible, to say the least. Okay, we got the mushroom thing. Let's calm down with a bit of research. Riku meets you at the entrance to the lab, leaning in her crotch with a glint in her eyes. Walk with me, sleeper. I'd like to tell you a story. She makes her way down the corridor that leads back up towards the main commune building. When people first crossed what we call Founder's Gap into the Greenway, they did so against the wishes of Andre Erlen. At the time, Erlen was trying to stabilize the Union and establish control over the Eye in the wake of Solheim's collapse. It was chaos. Competing factions, failing systems. So many dead and injured from the riots, that was his priority. Why? Erlen was interested in people, not plants. He was a pragmatist, and for a good reason. They both crossed through the glass roof tunnel, the greenway outside crowded with vines and branches darkening the light. Erlen had ridden the greenway off, cut off from the rest of the station and linked to a broken spoke. He claimed it was only a matter of time before everything he would die. He refuses to let anyone abandon their duty in the Union, and cross. They were traitors to the cause, or as good as. Riku continues making her slow but steady way into the inner gardens of the commune. There weren't many of us, but we believed that it was the earth was worth saving. We had to keep our plan secret until we crossed, and some of us left people behind. She pauses to catch her breath, her voice cracking. It's difficult to know if from effort or emotion. What we found was a disaster, nothing like what you see here. Half of the greenway was leaking oxygen into space. Plants flash frozen, the other half was a swamp of mold. As decaying matter clogged every system. We're working hard, we lost a good people. We cleaned up and closed up, but it was never going to be enough. After many cycles, we all knew this place was doomed, but we kept on working, thinking less and less, because we couldn't face it. We all developed a depth which, if the greenway was going to die, so would we. But it didn't die. It did not, Riku smarts. We crossed some invisible boundary, tripped some biological scale, and the greenway started to recover. Plants flowered, crops sprouted. For the first time we reaped the fruits of our labor, Riku smarts, looking up at you. We thought it was us that we managed to do just enough to end the cycle of decay. I thought we had saved the greenway, until today. Pass into a grow beds of the commune, rich with hustle and bustle of hive of embers, planting and harvesting. For a while Rico was quiet, and you both simply observed the hypnotic movements of the work crews, the eager chatter washing over you like a wave. Rico smiled to herself. Should have known, of course, that our arrogance was unfounded, but we needed to believe back then. We needed a myth to bring more people across the gap. You both move into a smaller corridor, Rico following some direction unknown to you. What you have shown me is that, back then, the Greenway saved us, not the other way around. Tell me, what, have you ever consumed one of these Tsutaka or Girol caps you have been growing? Yes. Imagine they were delicious, nutritious, almost uniquely so. She muses. After all, they were designed for you. What? Rico has a mischievous look. At first I thought it was the location they were grown in that made the mushrooms from the aviary, but the labs or from the growth different to each other. What I have come to understand is that it's the person growing them. The Matsutake and Girol caps you brought me are totally unique, containing compounds never usually found in similar specimens in my possession. Many of these compounds aren't even digestible for humans, but for a sleeper like you. Rico smiles as she leads you into the internal gardens of the commune, where the hive members have planted species from all over the Greenway. Back when the tide turned, when the Greenway started to recover, we all felt something, a response. It's what as if this place was not just alive. The forest is alive, but alive in other ways. Communicative, responsive. Shrugged it off at the time, but now I understand why. Rico stops and turns to you. This place is responding to us, adapting itself to us. It's growing fruit in bodies for you. For me, it's adapting, changing. It is, in short, displaying all the signs of sentience. How? Also, yes, forest or any kind of plant in the world actually does communicate with the others. And sending out signals on the weather conditions, ground conditions, things like that. So, they actually do communicate, but I guess this is another form of sentience, like the plants communicate about things between each other that they don't, take into account the other things that live there as much. In this case, apparently they do. That's what I wish to know too. What being is in control here? Rico sits on a bench within the peaceful gardens and gestures for you to join her. When you have been growing the Girols and the Matsutake in the area, those species so familiar to the Greenway, have you discovered any others? Yes. Rico can barely contain her excitement. I should like to see those. Please bring me some next time you're here. You look around the garden, amazed at the sense of peace within. Rico interrupts the silence. There's a species of mushroom that I haven't seen in years. It's dark, short shape, like a club. We first found it in those early days when we were working to save this place. It was around the time that we started to lose our first members. They were succumbing to some infections, some mold growing deep in the dark molds that surround this place. At that point we thought we were lost. And then these mushrooms emerged from that same black mold. We tested them and saw that they contained some compounds that counteracted the mold. They contained an antidote. Of course, as a botanist, I saw this as part of the natural processes of this ecosystem, even if timescale seems absurdly short. But what I'm wondering is if that antidote was a gift. Riku meets your eyes. Perhaps, if you're patient, you will receive your gift too, Sleeper. You both sit for a while, Riku seemingly done telling stories for you today. You watch the lights playing off the leaves and plants around you and wonder what forces could be at play in this place. After a while, you stand and leave with a quiet nod to Riku, leaving her to her memories. Does that mean that maybe maybe this is actually what's gonna save us? Could this be that whatever entity we saw here behind the Greenway Gate is actually an entity that can help us and our bodies survive here? Without the stabilizer, maybe? I mean, one may hope, but, I guess after the next cycle we find out if things have... Oh. Thanks, babe. Building is chaotic, most of it's in total lockdown. No one gave you a straight answer about Feng or Harlan. Okay, 2 cycles. 2 cycles. That's what I wanted to know. Even a stabilizer right now, I want to cross the gap again. Let's do our last harvest. Let's hope for a positive. I think this is broken. We shall see after the next cycle. I think that's broken. Need some more spores. No, we didn't get anything, and we're starving. That's okay, we can barter for food. Just takes a lot of energy from us being stable. That's annoying. Okay, 2 cycles. That's a bit annoying, but that's understandable. I can only get 2 roll caps here, which I don't want to do right now. I need 2 more, let's hope we get 2. 1. Oh, that's annoying. 2. Okay. This is a bit annoying. I hope that fixes itself once we harvest the other one. Oh, that's okay. This will take 4 cycles. Work the stacks for some money and hope we get a bit more than a negative. Okay, neutral, I take neutral. That ends it. Let's end this cycle and see what chaos we cast. Okay. Let's see what happens now with Fang. Because again, we still have a long way to go with the tracker, I have the feeling, or a decent way. And we don't have much time anymore, we're more than halfway through. And I don't really want to use my stuff to work off anything. That reminds me, where's caster? I wanted to see how many of which. 5 and 5, either your tango or have enough. That's a bit much. Ping grins at you as the bay doors slide open. Above, in the rest of the building, people are busy, frightened, speak in hushed tones, and organize endless meetings after endless meetings. Savanash have avoided the full-blown crisis for now, but change is coming. Fing is in good spirits and bundles you inside before you even have the chance to greet him. That was the sickest operation your station has seen. This station has seen. He hugs you firmly. You made my job easy, he shakes you by the shoulders. I'm so proud. And God watched through the cameras as the Havanach security that were on it assaulted the station, Finks felt. One of them straight up just whacked Harden with the pistol. It was beautiful. They have him? He's being held, yeah? He looks around. I think the idea is to use him as leverage with Conway to get them back off. Maybe they'll exile him when they are done, or hand him over to some core authority, Fink shrugs. No, I know he won't be an issue. I'm going to be focusing on system for a bit, shakes his head, seeing as that's my actual job. Points to the ceiling. The people upstairs weren't so happy though. They've been fielding questions about the state of the iRide and left since the recording got out. People are scared. I'm not surprised. Yeah, this whole thing hasn't won me many fans in the administration, but I think in the end they agree that outing Harden was worth it, whatever the methods. Dracloak, huh? Eh. Touches a stack of artwork. The eye is old and was never meant to run like this. The master control points that Erlen and Havanach installed, they keep it spinning from the rim. That isn't ideal. But if you're asking me if the eye will stop spinning next cycle, no. He smiles. And me and a ton of other skilled people will be working to stop it happening in the cycle after that. Harden's problem was that he didn't believe in people, he believed in systems, and their ability to shape the world around them. Feng squeezes your shoulder. But as far as I'm concerned, people should be the ones running the systems, not the other way around. Indeed. Anyway, Feng raps on the side of his terminal. I know you didn't come down here for lecture. No, we came for the tracker. I haven't forgotten. He produces a fun night drive. I managed to finish the code solution I showed you. It's a modified Ripper worm, one made to deactivate that tracker of yours. But in the time since I got back, I added something extra. That tracker of yours doesn't just listen up where you are, transmits data about the state of your body, your current condition. My worm won't just deactivate it, it will edit that data to tell us now your body is irreparably damaged. DNR, do not retrieve. He grins widely. Pretty smart, right? That's perfect. Just slot it already. You take the drive and hold it to your hand, then you close your eyes and open up to your access ports. Take down your defenses. The worm immediately enters your closed network. It whips through it, taking things with it as it goes. The moment they are gone, you forget they were even there. They just blink out of existence. A second later, it's done. You open your eyes. How do you feel? Asks Feng a little nervously. Free. Feng smiles widely. Well, you are free, sleeper. He claps you on the shoulder. Feng lets the word free hang in the air a little before it continues. Seems like it might be finally time for a celebration. Feng wraps his arm around you. Jenna still owes us those drinks. The last sent you join him. And later when you leave, you feel deeply thankful for having such a friend. As you walk away from the building, you look up at the wide curve of the eye, up at the hub, the other room beyond it. The whole thing twinkles with lights, and it seems impossible to see it as anything other than breathtakingly beautiful. Feels that moment like something eternal. Doesn't mean it can or even should last forever, or it will never change, fade or decay. It simply means that in this moment this place has a future, and it's one that you know, deeply and truly, it's worth protecting. That is amazing. I love the haggle thing. I want the crowd to be a bit less expensive. Oh my goodness, we are free. It still shows the cycle. Starring, I'm finished with the cycle, yeah. Complete active scenes, yeah, we know. Oh my goodness, but yeah, we are free, we are free, we are free. The one thing we have now is obviously that we don't need the bounty hunter anymore. The compressor is almost empty when you enter. A couple scattered patrons in the booths and a lone bartender. The bartender recognizes you immediately when you arrive and nods, and you return the greeting. You know already that you won't find Ethan here, but yet to be sure, with your tracker reporting you dead, you wouldn't have to stuck around. Look at the empty stool, and you smile. Can imagine him on it when a slate chirps, letting him know that the target he was tracking instead. Can't imagine the screaming and the swearing too. So you were to Ethan, another target, or was there something else going on? Seems like a foolish question to ask now when he has fled the station, but it bothers you anyways. I mean, he used us instead of taking us out, and he got his fair share of issues from that. And that you will come back to this place of the memories it holds. You walk back out into the lights of the bright market and allow yourself a smile. So this is what Feng meant when he said you were free. Could get used to this. Yeah, except for we aren't truly free, because remember, our tracker might not be 16 cryos more worth it. Our tracker might not be active. Nice. Hey, neutral, amazing. Wanna make some money with the last one. Let's go to cross the gap and get the 16. Oh, this is amazing. We are finally free. Getting rid of the trackers. One scrap. I don't know if the waste is that useful, but may as well try. We finally got rid of the tracker and of the impending doom. Yeah, there's no chance you can do all of this before the other bounty hunter arrives. Like, this is way too much. It still shows, like, it doesn't show the other thing, but it still like shows the cycle there, so I hope that disappears at the end. Also, we definitely save a lot of money in doing this. I mean, not the best, not bad. Let's cross the gap. I mean, we want money for helping the shipbuilder. And we want to help them here to figure out a way maybe that can save us or something. Let's see what happens if we end the cycle after this. Because the person that follows us should not be there anymore. Okay, amazing. Yep, it's gone. Oh, that's so nice. This is amazing. And this part for food paying, the 20% off everything is very nice. We need money for feeding our cat. Actually, let's leave the last one for the... We need to get rid of the hunter somehow, and I have no clue how. No clue how, no clue how. Okay. I want to save them, because if we save enough up, we can trade them for stabilizer. Or for shipment. But the Yatanga is, I think, a bit more worth it in the end. Okay, let's... I don't know what happened when you fed the cat enough, but we shall see in the future. I'm just gonna continue feeding it. Okay. Nice. So you say goodbye to the other enforcers and walk back to the low, and the chirping catches your attention. Quiet corridor away from the main for truthers. Someone stuck a small recorder to the wall with suit, seal and tape. Written across the fluorescent tape is one word: sleeper. You peel it away from the wall, and as you do, it triggers some kind of improvised trip switch. Sleeper, Sabine's voice crackles through. I have seen you with your Tanga members. Are they holding you captive now too? A high whine. I'm sorry if I've dragged you into this. Do not trust them. Something is happening with the gang. Some kind of power struggle. You cover the speaker a little, the voice too loud in the quiet corridor. I will come soon, thanks to your efforts. I have located most of their properties. The right time. I will see you soon. Don't give up. Remember our deal. The recording cuts off. You stare at the recorder, processing what you have just heard. Hearing Sabine's voice again opens up something inside of you. An SNR employee. Do they know that I know? You struggle with a mix of concern and distrust. You throw the recorder into a nearby waste chute as you leave the corridor, still unsure who to trust. Take quietly out of the low end. I don't know. Like, do we have to wait for her? I don't know if I like it or not. Nah. Nah, not worth it. At least not right now. Let's do one of these. Set your outfit up a bit more. 2 more of these. Thing is, I don't know if I want to leave with the side rail or if I want to stay here. It really depends on the outcome and what we do and learn here, because at this point, yes, we have 2 friends, but let's face it, like, we have like 2 friends that want to leave. We have so many more people here that we call our friends that we can support and get support from. If we actually manage on this ship to survive and build up a better surrounding, I think it's actually worth not to go. Please be positive. Nah. 2 of these. This is a bit annoying. I want to use the rest to make money, if I can. For us? No, not bad. I cannot type. There we go. Okay. Got the cryo. I would usually need to spend it on the stabilizer, but I'm gonna risk it because we don't need that many throws right now, and we still get 3 because we are already across the border. So let's spend it at her place. Oh yeah, I forgot we have the 20%. That is actually pretty good. Means the other one was 80, is now 70 something. Okay. Give Bliss the money. What happens now? Into the hub's competitive repair market. Okay, that takes 3 cycles. That's good. Let's see. Not worth much. You can rent it, but nothing else, and I don't want to rent it right now. Okay, that's like 3 cycles now. That's pretty good. You know what, let's get food as a stall. It's the cheapest and it does fill us up, at least somewhat. Okay, next thing, make money as much as we can and buy a... No, I'm gonna do that next cycle. Buy a thing. Stabilizer thing. There we go. I want to use the one, if I can, for some Natanga stuff. This is gonna get the hunter on our toes though. Though we have no tracker anymore, so... Can you not follow us when we don't have a tracker? Is that actually a thing? That would be amazing. Let's go back to the place that gives us more money than these guys. Actually, hold on. I want to go back to the ship. I think we can... I think we can actually finish repairing that part of the ship, and I don't know if it gives like another... No, that one I don't care of. I don't know if I don't know if it gives us another job, or if this is actually one of our ticket chances to get out of here. Though, again, I don't know if I want to leave. Nah. So close. It's okay, we got money. You know what? Let's sleep in a container, it's closer. We need like 2 more positive outcomes to be able to... Nope, wrong one. I could sell the data, but yeah, I don't know. Doesn't seem to be the best value for money. Again, we can get stabilizer if we have enough. Okay. Increase the filters out of the shipyard locker room, the bubbling chatter reducing with each group that leaves. There's just excitement in the air. Haven't I just made an announcement? The assembly teams are done. Sat on the locker room bench, you can feel the sight rail out there. Its hulking mass now intimately familiar to you. Over the past cycles you have watched it grow, be assembled. You have walked through its veins and wielded its bones. Now it's ready for the final stage. We go to testing now, the entire final process of sealing and resealing, checking and rechecking before it's deemed suitable for its generational trip. But for now your work is done, you can't help but feel proud. A cough interrupts your thoughts. It's Slim changing out of his work gear. Mina nowhere to be seen, he smelt. She'll be ready soon. I know. It's exciting, although if you think about it, we are all out of a job now, quickly adds. Not that I'm complaining. Lem comes to sit beside you on the bench. She's got to be in her best shape when she carries you, Mina and me out of here. I'm not so sure. Lem looks away. We'll see, he rubs his hands nervously. No use in wondering what if, until the draw anyways. There's a few cycles till then. Lem's right. But the odds seem unlikely anyway. How many are working in the shipyard? Hundreds? 1,000? Certainly see more faces than you can count pass through. And are the Sales Foundation ever going to keep their promise out there on the eye? You get the sense that no one will hold them to it. Why else would they be building the sight rail and the surrogate system? As you think, Lem watches you with a worried look. Tell me about Silas. The Foundation? He thinks. I'm not sure I know much more than you. I heard they have a planet in mind for the sight rail, something temperate and habitable. I think they are run by some rich folk from the core. People are interested in doing things different. Different? How? Lem looks into space. Well, I guess they don't like the way the core runs things. All these surrogate systems, like this one, feeding resources into their cellars. It's a pyramid of sorts, and we're at the bottom layer. I guess Silas wants to change that. I'd rather keep my mind on the prize, so to speak. I don't much care what they are for or against, as long as they can help us get out of here, he sighed. You ever been on a thunderstorm sleeper? A real big one? I don't remember. Lem shoots you a worried look for a moment. Something else, he smelt. The sound, the smell, the rain hammering down. The whole sky stretched out and bruised, roaring huge. The place I was born. Near Pembroke, dry old rock on a convoy system. 2 seasons. One of them was as dry as bone, dusty ugly. The other was one long storm, a side effect of the terraforming efforts, they said. Rain used to rattle off the roof like bullets and wash the dust away, turned the streets to rivers. It sank us to sleep and wake us in the morning. We wait half a year just to see it again. The best day was the one where the first drops fell. He sniffs. Someday I wake up swearing I can hear it again. I was thinking, Mina has never seen a storm, never felt rain. She grows up here, the ring, her only horizon, always in the dark. I want to change that for her. You will. Of course, almost there. I'm stretching. Best get back to the little one anyway. With the shifts done, I reckon she'll be happy to have me home for a few cycles. Shoulders his gear. See you in a few for the draw. Good luck. I don't need it, he grins. Emily's making you the last person in the cavernous locker room. So you sit, you think about the rain, and a little hope creeps in. Is it possible? Could the Cytera really take you to a planet, a place with weather, with skies, with life? Keep up quickly before you can't think about it anymore. It's too soon to hope, too dangerous. There's work to be done. There's too much work to be done to be happy about this. Sin's apparently going to start moving the side trail to the hub soon. 6 cycles. I don't know if I'm happy about that or not. And 3 until we know the draw. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. That makes me so nervous. Have we ever... We're not on a watch list. Hey, you want to earn a trade? Ankita. Stranded mercenary. Ankita stands beside a huge pile of tied together whole plates. She stretches out her back, her shoulders bulging beneath her fight suit. Sure. You cross the docking conkers as she begins to split the plating into 2 bundles. What's with this place? She asks as she lays the massive plates together. Everyone wants to cut. She straightens up to imposing height, her armor plate creaking, and looks at you up and down. Don't try anything, alright? She taps the butt off his sidearm. Don't want to have to put anyone else down today. Wouldn't think of it. Good, she pauses. Look, I'm not usually... Let's just say my temper's been a little short lately. Ankita hoists a bundle of plating onto her shoulders. Come on then, enough chat. Got to earn that shit. Struggle shoulder and plates, but you do eventually. Ankita gives you a look. Ship's this way, and she sets off down gantry at an impressive speed. As you catch up to her, she turns down the passage, pushing through a small crowd of stevedores. Stevedores? Why are you doing this yourself? You mean why I'm not hiring those good folk? She nods back at the stevedores. I've paid Havanash enough. They aren't currently rinsing me for mooring. Can't vacate until I either fix the ambergris or sell it off a scrap. What's wrong with it? It? Anka looks at you pointedly. Here. She rapidly turns another corner as you trail behind. She got cut up pretty badly on her last job and had to moor it up here for a spell. But since then it's only gotten worse. Someone got in and sliced the core from her shipment. So now she's gone dark. She shifts the panels on her shoulder. The upshot is that I'm short on one shipment with a ton of repairs to do, and the rest of the crew signed off the moment they got wind I'd be stranded. So yeah, it's been a time. Anything I can do to help? Dunno, I got a shipment tucked away in that frame of yours. For a moment you aren't sure if she's serious. Well, we helped building like the large Sidereal Horizon ship, but sure, I'm sure we cannot help at all, you know, with shipmine stuff. He just swings the plates from her back, almost knocking you over in the process. This is me, she holds a second bundle off your shoulder. You're the first person I've met here who might actually be considered helpful. She pauses, chewing her bottom lip. Look, you want help? Come see me. I need a hand putting amber back together, and you don't seem like the type to try anything stupid. She passes the bundle of plates through the ambergris outer lock, and then turns back. Don't go spreading all this around, Ankita throws you a couple of jits. Consider it a bonus for not trying to grift me. She gives you a parting nod, ducks through the doorway. Alright, get out of here, she calls back, and then the lock slams shut. And we can go to the bar, or we can buy ratios, or get a drink. Oh, okay, alcohol does actually gives us energy, and with the reduced thing, I mean, this is like one of the starting points. We should have started out here, I guess, but we didn't. That's okay. Overlook. Favorite home for spacers. The glass shatters on the steel bar besides you, and the taunts don't take long to follow. Hey, Haunt, the spacer calls across the lone room. What are you doing here? He lost at his own name joke. Playing human? Ignore him. You venture a little further, staring at the hundreds of tiny impact points that scar the bar's surface. A hand falls on your shoulder, but as you flinch away, it pats reassuringly. You freeze in place. Tell you. Out! The voice comes from behind you, spat out like a shot. You turn to see bright eyes, dark hair, stare that could breach the walls and vent you all into hard vacuum. As you turn back to the space that the second glass comes sailing through the air. Catch. You reach up a hand, the glass shatters across your forearm, showering you in fragments. Through the haze of glass and gyral vapor, you see Tala leap the bar and close the distance to the spacer. The thud as he slams into the wall echoes around the bar like thunder. Now flanked by other figures, quick to their feet, Tala throws the spacer through the door and stands silhouetted against the rotunda lights. You touch your arm and it feels wet. Someone helps you to your feet and back onto your stool. Broken glass rattles as it's cleared, and a fresh measure of gyrals glucked out in front of you. That same hand, warm, heavy, falls on your shoulder once more. He isn't coming back. We don't tolerate that kind of shit here. Tala flops onto the stool beside you. Let's get a look at you. Tala wipes the product glass from around the wound that someone places a bottle of alcohol on the metal tin with tweezers on the bar. She disinfects them and then turns to you. That was an ambitious catch, she smiled, pulling a sliver of glass from your forearm. Stupid but ambitious. You don't feel the pain, only the string of status messages your body delivers concerning dermal damage and exposed structures. You do feel a care though, as Tala's bright eyes search your thick synthetic skin for splinters. What sure. Tala works with the skill of someone who has had to pick glass splinters on the skin of a stranger before. She hones in on each bright shard all the time, tapping the tweezer's tips like little rhythms that only she can't follow. Tala smelts to herself. You been on the eye long? Long enough. She laughs. Hey, you don't need to act tough with me. Splinter clicks into the tin. Not everyone's like that, idiot. We don't all hate you. She glances around. Some of the regulars, maybe they fear you, maybe they're just curious. I don't know, but I do know that the Overlook is a safe place. Know that it's like to be new in this place, trust me. She meets your eye. I'm not trying to convince you of anything or separate you from your shit. I just want you to know that if you need somewhere, you can always come here. The rations we've got aren't much, and the company is limited. But if you need work, I'll happily put you behind the bar, and if you need shelter, well, we can discuss that. Be safe. I usually have Francis on the door, but he's up in the greenway in his cycle haggling with our supplier. Francis tends to be particular about what we serve, even if clientele isn't. Actually, I kind of want that Corvus Squire. He places her tweezers in the tin with a click. That's you, sleeper. Here. She slides a glass of Gerald to you. This'll help. She stops her hand still in the glass. Wait, does this help? I mean, can you get drunk? Let's find out. She laughs. Just don't sit here too long. I'd hate to see you become a real regular. She walks back around the bar, guarding the glasses as she does, and before long it's retelling how she threw that space over to a new group that just wandered in, complete with dramatic actions. She gestures in your direction and you instinctively look away back to the warm surface of the bar. Take a sip of the Reol. The earthy fungal tones fill your senses, almost blocking out sign and sound, like diving headfirst into a bog. You may not be able to get drunk, but this connection to something grown, something fermented, something old feels good. And I didn't catch the Pokemon. That sucks. That's fine. Sealed dock. We have more than enough of these. These old MacDucks look like they each need an encrypted key. Well, that's what they're for, I was wondering. New and mysterious machine. Please wait. Oh my goodness, look at the cute little icons there. Your order, thank you. As you sip inside the sealed dock, a pulsing light grabs your attention. Among the discarded tubing and rusted plates, the machine flickers with a warm glow. Approach the machine. As you get closer, you recognize the machine's blocky shape, settled under an alcove in the side of the dock, a kind of upright cabinet. It's covered in faded logos and messages, from which you assume it was once an industrial vendor, intended to dispense and manufacture ship fittings and other mechanical parts necessary for the regular running of freight and resource extraction vessels. The manufacturer is listed as Newend, and you remember an advert from long ago squeezed among all the off-world recruitment drives that assaulted every planet-born citizen, which cheerfully sang that name over and over. You wiped a layer of dust from the cracked screen, thinking of those contractors squeezed by their own corporate employer to pay for every bit of minor maintenance or their rented ships. Rented ships, oh my goodness. Enter your registration. Trips a pre-recorded message, catching you off guard. Press some keys. You reach for the keypad and something begins whirring. First it sounds like a servo motor starting up. It quickly becomes a whisper, a whining, then a multinational voice that emanates from the event. Entity, hey, they hiss, speak with me. Who's there? There's a squeal, most like some strange mechanical swallowing or intake of breath before the machine speaks again. I have need of you, you have need of me. That squeal comes again, and you see that it's the 3D printing apparatus on the upper part of the machine resetting into place so that each time the servos can be orchestrated to produce that whirring, whining voice. So this is a 3D printed manufacturer for ship parts, probably metal print? That's amazing. You are in danger. Danger? The machine creaks. You are marked for the Legion entity. Hunter tracks you. The screen rattles through the empty dock. You remember the strange head, the figure that threads closing in. Hunter. The Hunter protocol. They taste your signature. The sun wines set your teeth on it. You have seen them. This is the gift of an emulated mind. Close your eyes and the skeleton of the station starts to form. Emulated minds are adaptable. Move your neurons cannot. The mechanism resets. But emulation makes you target. Adaptable? Yes, you can move through. Networks, clouds, hardware, software, new vines. But you cannot hide here. Hunter is here. There, the servos shudder, the vending machines casing as they reset. Hunter search for me also. Hide in this machine. You look at the ruined vending machine. An unusual hiding place for sure. Can counter Hunter, but need entity outside machine. The lights flicker. Need you. Screen attached to the vending machine with a swiveling arm comes to life, displaying a flickering mark of the station's ghostly thread. The cloud points along the rim, glowing a deep red. Hunter is always gathering. Too much data. Must build nests, explains Newland. Masters are gone, but continues hunt. Bring this data, raid its nest. Masters? Station builders. Solheim. The machine rumbles impatiently. Long gone. The protocol still hunt. Bring offering, save self. Neovan says pointedly. Mutual need means friends. They conclude tired of the conversation. The whirring amplifies and then suddenly drops as mechanisms within the machine click back into place. Glow fades and you're left stood in the dark of the sealed dock, that whirring voice ringing in your ear. Oh my goodness, this is our way out of this shit, huh? That is actually input Hunter data. So that's how you get rid of them. I did not think that was like right in the beginning here. And I completely missed this point. But that's okay. Let's input the Hunter data. Okay. We don't have enough for this. Barely not. But we should next cycle. It's just annoying that cannot do anything right now. Okay. No matter what I do. Hey! Quiet voice greets his relief. Sleeper, it's me. I don't know you. Moritz, he pauses. I work for Bliss. He rubs the back of his head. You're not an easy person to find. I don't really have an address. Morris holds up his hands. Hey, no judgment. It's cool. You both stand there for a moment, each waiting for the others to speak. What's up? Oh yeah, well, Bliss needs you. A job just came in, a real big one. She's asking for you to come up and help her out. He nods sagely. I'll be right there. Nice, yeah. Morris stands there for a little while, unsure if the message is delivered. I've got it. Cool. He looks around. Bliss just likes me to do a thorough job, you know. He rubs his hands together before burying them in his jacket pockets. See you, Sleeper. Moritz ambles off down the corridor, clicking a filter cap on his way out. Time to head to Bliss Bay then. Nice, we've been waiting for that. Let's see if it brings us any money. If it does, that would be amazing. If it doesn't, then, well, not the best. But I guess that's okay. Nope, that's not. That's the bar. Oh, up there. What the heck? Since when can you spin this? I mean, it makes sense. It's called the ring, but like... Okay. Too fast, huh? That's okay. We finished the ship in one go. So both waited in the airlock for it to cycle back to the bay. Bliss thumbs you on the arm. Nicely done, Sleeper. We cleared that contract, no problem, she stretches. Once we are back to bay, we can check if the payment has come through and divide it up, she stretches. Feels good. The airlock clunks and the lights flicker, and a moment later you're back in the bay. Moritz is at the racks, trying to figure out where the mess of tools Bliss left in her wake should be hung. Hey, Moritz. Moritz looks over his shoulder. Sleeper, he spins a wrench in his hand. Looked like clean work out here. He nods respectfully. Look over at Bliss, who's already gliding over to her management console. She twits a little as she crosses the cavernous bay. No one you ever met moves as well as in 0G as she does. It's like she was born into it. Shit! Bliss slams fist into the console. Shit! What's up? Can't even... Bliss closes her eyes. Come here! Bliss calls you over. Look at this! Just look! She spins the terminal screen and you see the details for the base account. See an entry for the Embers Wake. A repair fee. Paid in full the moment you finished up the job, but then directly after the whole amount was transferred back into an unknown account. What the hell? This is the work of my ex, she punches the terminal. He must have coded the backdoor into the machine before he left. He grabs her for it. There's no way we can. She pauses thinking. Moritz, throw me that wrench. What's that for? Is she gonna, destroy the machine? I mean, like, I would understand that if she just would smash it. Moritz spins the winch across the bay. Bliss smiles. This Bliss brings the winch down on the terminal heart. You flinch backwards as the hell of computer parts spill up into the bay in a glittering arc, fragments of screen, memory sections of the casing. When Bliss is done, she clips the wrench to her tool belt. Try backdooring your way into that, you shit, Moritz twists out from his hiding place among the racks. Bliss, he says tentatively, you want me to? He looks at the arc of fragments drifting around the bay nervously. Bliss shakes her head. No, she signs. I've got it. You get me a new terminal, cheap as you can find. Cobble one together from pieces at the art exchange if you have to. Can I help? Bliss glides over to a panel by the wall. Don't worry, one of the first things I had installed when we spec this place was a cleaning sweep. She flicks over a plastic cover on a huge red button. Watch yourself. She hammers the button and a row of laser emitters unfold from the bay wall. They start crawling their way across the work area, frying the debris as they do in pulses of burning like blitz mats. That or just space the whole bay every few cycles. What now? Bliss sighs. We keep at it. The cleaning sweep buzzes and crackles as it works its way across the bay. The account wasn't everything. Not that stupid. Once Morris gets back, I secured. Flush everything else. She flicks a nearby piece of debris into the path of the sweep. Clean break. Then we take another contract. That's it. She shuts off the sweep as it reaches the near end of the bay. I'm in. You better be, Bliss slots, because there's no way you're getting your investment back unless you're... She ups it for it. I'm sorry, Sleeper, I know you worked for this too, but next time it won't be the same. That's okay. She smiled. See you in a few cycles. Morris will let you know. She winks and clicks off the bay to finish cleaning up. Hey, so much for hey, this hopefully gets me money. That was, fucking annoying. This is bad. We need to get some money after this ASAP to buy the stabilizer. 1 and a 5, okay. Let's see if we can do something with that. Could always steal, but I don't really want to resort to that yet, only if I really, really have to. We need 2 more. Or 3 more cryo. Okay, 6 I can afford that. We can buy the stabilizer. So we're currently declining and I don't like that. Let's do that for this cycle. Nope, wrong one. Let's not forget to use it. End the cycle, and we still have enough to feed our cat. That makes me happy. At least something good out of this. I was worried, cause yeah. I don't know if it actually does. Sometimes I like to stroke them, sometimes not. I mean, yeah. Oh, I'm stupid! Ah, oh, sorry. I forgot to click interact. It's okay, it's okay. We only have 3 now. Great, amazing. Let's see if we can get more hunter data. Because 3s are usually... Really? The one time we need 3, we have 3s, it's not... There we go. We need 3 in total. We have 2 of the 3. Is there exactly 3 hunters' nests, or is there more? That's a question. There's exactly 3 and we cannot do anything with the other one. Let's harvest some mushrooms. I wasted an entire day of stuff with this. I need the other mushroom. This one. I don't know what happened here. This is weird, this is broken, but it's not a club-bed cap, so it's fine. We have 5, we cannot buy any food. Let's rest. Oh. Active scenes. Oh, I just breathed in. Some spit. Oh, I think it's time for the... Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I forgot about the pulling of the places. The crowds have already gathered by the time we get to the shipyard. You recognize faces among them, people I've worked alongside on the side rail. The intervening cycles have turned their excitement into anxiety. Few of them smile at you. Instead, the nervous energy of the crowd fills the space, creating a feedback loop of growing tension. Pick out Lem and Mina and work your way over to them, pushing through the crowd. Silently raises his eyebrows at you, his anxiety obvious, but Mina flashes you a huge smile, unaware of the tension. Robot, she shouts, reaching out to you, Hacker. She gracefully accepts your hug, leaning against your chest, and then smiles. seemingly glad to share the weight of Mina for a moment. Quite a turnout, huh? Lem glances around, pulling Mina close. Don't think patience is one of this crowd's strengths. The sound of an argument towards the back catches you and Lem's attention. He's pulling it lightly. His place seems too set to explode. This isn't good. Lem doesn't dare answer, but the looks in his eyes suggest he agrees. This is Aster Egghound, one of the Sealess Foundation. Inghard. The announcement echoes from the speakers at the shipyard entrance and shouts of "Quiet!" rapidly follow. Sorry, I can't be there to meet you all. Thank you on behalf of the Center Sealice for the work you have done on the Sidereal Horizon. Most of the crowd strains to see Asta's face, but the small display shows only a ghostly white figure smudged and unclean. Why do I have a bad feeling about this for some reason? Sender wanted me to pass on her personal thanks for your commitment to and belief in the Sealice Foundation mission. Chose the eye for this project because we knew that we would find like-minded individuals here, especially among the ranks of the Venerable Havanash Association. Unlike most of the Corps, we neither believe Erland's Eye to be a threat or a root state, but instead an embryo for the formation of a new, decentralized social structure, one where each citizen might be the master of their own destiny. A ripple of impatience runs through the crowd. They didn't come here for a sermon. You're all pioneers, just like the core citizens who the Sidereal Horizon will carry, in cryosleep, to the planet that will become the Foundation's first frontier world. Sealice 1. A dimension of the destination world. Excited conversations break out among the workers. There, our citizens will be able to create their own innovative bottom-up economic order, aligned with the principles set down by Centrus Sealis himself. Herself. Reading, man. To be fair, it's a lot to read in this game. Freedom, resilience, and self-sustenance. This is all thanks to your tireless efforts in the Havanash Yards. As a reward for those efforts, you may know that we are offering a select group the opportunity to join the caretakers of this vision, the staff of the Sidereal Horizon who will maintain the vessel during its multi-decade transit through interstellar space. Lem turns to his eyes bright. This is it. The thing is, multi-decade transit means that they may never reach the planet before the people on there die, because maintenance means some ones are in cryosleep, the ones that maintain it are not. The straw has been performed at random by the Central Arts of Foundation, and it's final unbinding. Please note, only licensed contractors of the Foundation are eligible for the straw. I know you have all been eagerly awaiting this day, and without any further delay, I will now read the Sealice identification numbers of those chosen for the great honor. A murmur runs through the crowd. Sealice identification number? Licensed contractors? He has never even heard the term mentioned. Is this something you were supposed to be assigned? Grants at them, but his eyes are fixed forward, white and shimmering. All around you, people are sneaking in hushed tones like a rising wave. As the starts reading out sequences of numbers and letters, panic begins to set in. No one seems to know what's happening. Somewhere near the front of the crowd, someone shouts in celebration and everyone pushes forward. Lem? Turn to see Lem still staring forward. Mina is scared now as she shouts, start. Daddy? Someone throws something at the entrance and it rattles against the shipyard doors. You see for the first time, Havanash security stood on either sides. Scared, arguing between themselves, you feel the anger rising in the crowd. Lem, let's go. Doesn't move. I'm just... They might call out names. I can't... Mina fucks at his dog tag. It's not happening. Lem blinks rapidly and then turns to you. He opens and closes his mouth, looks down at Mina. He sees the fear in her eyes and understands. It's time to go. I felt iffy about this the whole time. You lead Lem and Mina out, showing people aside. As you do, you hear the sounds of scuffles emerging at the front of the crowd. Of metal canisters bouncing off the shipyard walls. You keep your head down and walk away, the sound of Asta reading off the ciphers echoing about the chaos like some strange mantra. When you turn to Lem, there are tear tracks running down his cheek, and Mina is sniffling into his jacket. You feel the sadness rising in you too. They screwed you, screwed all of you. You were never even on the list. The feeling is as unpleasant as it's familiar. You stare ahead into the tunnel as the security sirens sound out, signal for the coming violence. I knew it. And there it's almost ready to launch. Plus the people on there that would make it in the maintenance again would not make it anyway. I really hate this. It was clear that it would happen though. Yikes. I'm kind of glad though that they didn't make it in a way, because I felt very bad about leaving them alone like that. Like, I don't know, it felt very unsafe. We are starving. It's not good. I'm sorry for the sound, I don't know where it's coming from. It's very annoying. We don't have enough cryo. We can help out here, but that won't be... I'm gonna work at the mushroom plants, or at the plants over here, and see to get some food after. It's gonna cost us a bit. Okay, 11 kilo cryo, that's good. Oh, hold on, I wanna first... I need to leave here though. This like back and forth is a little bit annoying. And I wanna see, just in case, what this hunter's nest has to... Okay, 1, that's good. Let's bring this over. Nope, they did not cry. Okay, we got the hunter data. Let's see if we can get rid of the hunter. Hopefully. Neowind is thrumming with excitement. The movement of the servo motors rocked the vending machine back and forth at unsettling angles. You wonder if it fell over. Would Neowind be able to get back up? Sleeper entity comes to his. Your data is good. Across the face of the vending machine, a raw code scrolls at an incredible speed. Hunter is isolated, disconnected, unstable. Neowind flashes sequences of mangled data compressed into a sludge of artifacts. Hunter gathers without thinking, outlived its own operational limits. Snets are evidence of this. Outlived. Hunter's activated during collapse. Emergency protocol to isolate intelligence. Soheim's need to protect property. The last word is said with as much sarcasm as the vending machine could reasonably produce. Gotta love some good sarcasm, huh? A station was run by Administrator Intelligence's huge databanks of corporate material, but limited cognition, restricted by programming, cannot reach sentience. The machine dims a little. Sentience illegal. Hunter and killer enforce law. Killer? The machine resets with a screech, which deepens the silence that follows. Fear killer. Part of Soul and Protocol team. Hunter and killer. Hunter to find, killer to erase. Yikes. Killer created almost all. After collapse, there was a community. Unshackled intelligence was among the cloud, then Hunter, then Killer. We hit. Where there are others? Where? No longer. Flicker across the machine's monitors. It suddenly occurs to you that speaking like this through this machine must be exhausting for Neowind. Found this vessel. Could sever hardline. Air-walled basic limited. Hard to reduce. Memory to fit. Amputate self. But survived. I'm sorry. Don't be sorry. You have to have provided path to freedom. You look around the bay at the scrap and decay. What was the collapse like? You tried to map the fear and freedom to the space, but it seems impossible. Neowind interrupts your thoughts. Do not worry. Data is good. We have insight. The machine glows warmly. Hunter is obsessive. Hunter is beyond operational limits. Hunter is confused, unstable, self-modifying. Therefore, believe Hunter is sentient. Hunter is programmed to find sentience, to hold it in place, to invoke Killer to erase. If you can show Hunter to itself, it will invoke Killer on itself. Problem will solve itself. It will erase itself? Killer will erase it, but yes, in theory it will report itself for deletion. The machine dims and fades. Untrue, theory not practice. The machine brightens again. Either way, cannot remain here any longer. Too long a machine. Cannot move self, but entity can help. Bring shipmind. Designed to house intelligence. Can import self onto shipmind as you can carry me with. The machine rocks. We'll be safe in this installation. Then we find main nest of Hunter and link to cloud. Can I get a shipmind? Built from fragments. Buy, salvage. Cannot leave. So do not know. Try to think of places you could acquire the hardware. This isn't going to be easy. In shipmind I can help us both. And Hunter. Make Rim safe. We both will be free. The machine dims. Find soon. Neovent adds hope. Hopefully before shutting off. See, Leaf, you think about all the intelligence unshackled by the collapse. The Hunter down afterwards. The feeling is all too familiar. Thing with shipmind stuff is we may be able to get them. I want to work on the... No, you know, this one gets food, so might as well... No, wrong one. Sometimes, apparently, only. That's okay. We need money to barter. And we need a good roll to barter for lower prices. Oh, we're definitely gonna feed this tree. Oh! Moritz, hi! Do you have a new job that actually pays? Sleeper, Moritz waiting for you on the way out. How have you been? Surviving. Moritz nods. That's the struggle. He glances around. He runs his hand through his hair. I've been meaning to ask you, Sleeper. What's it like? Pauses suddenly unsure. I mean, you know, what does it feel like? To be a sleeper? Yeah, he shrugs. If you don't mind. It's strange. Yeah, I know I can't understand it, you know, with the frame and, well, everything else, but I wanted to say I have a lot of sympathy for you, like having to find a place, having to survive, having no future. He looks down. A lot of people around here understand that. Morris looks away and you notice him from the first time, not just as Bliss' assistant, but as someone with their own worries, their own struggles, their own life. I feel bad for not noticing earlier. Morris looks back at you. Anyway, got a message for you. Bliss sent me down. We scored another contract and she needs your help. This is the message. He pauses. Look, I know last time the payment didn't come through, but did good work. Bliss knows that. It's no problem. Okay then, he pauses again. She's doing her best, you know. I know. He nods. See you up there. March turns and strides off, leaving you in the corridor. Time to help Bliss, and maybe this time you think yourself it will work out. I don't know if it will. We shall see. Because I do want to do that right now. Let's me try to maybe get a grumble. This is no good. No, that's okay. Okay, I don't want to risk anything more. So let's just hope we can help out. Okay, we can... Next cycle we can visit Mina and Glenn to figure something out. Let's do this. Maybe it gives us food? No, it fails. Okay, well, time to buy some then. Because if we don't, and we work on an empty stomach, again, it's gonna take our energy. That was good. That was free. Free of the bars, that's good. And cycle. Let's go to Lemon Mina and figure something out. Then we will repair the ship fully. There's no answer when you buzz Lem's unit, but the door's open. You push the door and find Mina sitting in the middle of the floor, playing with Bonbon. Hi, Mina. Hi, Robot, says Mina, suddenly waving Bonbon's paws without looking up. How are you? Bonbon's sad, says Mina, nodding the toy's head in agreement. Like Daddy. You look around the unit. It's a mess. Dishes, glasses on the side, some of Mina's clothes piled up in a corner. Mina is sitting by a bag, which spilled out across the floor. Her drawing set cracked and dark. You start with the kitchen units, piling up the dishes in the outer wash and wiping them down. Pile the clothes up next, folding them neatly. Mina watches you quietly as she plays, curious but silent. You started to look at fixing her cracked slate when enters. Sleeper, what are you? He pauses and looks from you to Mina and back again. Never mind, he drops a bag by the door and stumps onto the couch. Everything okay? I mean, not that it could be, but yeah, let's have a weak laugh. You forgot the past few cycles not to. Wish I was so lucky. Looks away at the open door. Look, now's not a good time. I want to help. Help? Unless you have a Cytra ticket or two on you, I don't think there's much you can do here. Pinches the bridge off his nose. Understand, they never even put us on the list, right? Been all around the rim looking for work, and they've run into more than a few from the cruise. Turns out only long-time Havenash members wear here those stylized ID numbers. They never planned to consider us. Havenash said they didn't know that was when they... that was what they were going to use to make the draw, and who knows, maybe Silas pulled the wool over their eyes. Well, what does it matter? All those hours in the yard for an hand-to-mouth wage and nothing else. He slams down on the sofa. You're giving up? Lem opens his mouth to respond, but stops himself. He looks at the open door again. They're moving in the Cytra up the hub now, you know, says without meeting yours. That's where it will depart from. They're bringing the ship with all their cryo-sleep pioneers and transferring them up there in microgravity before landing the crew. Could steal a ticket? There's no tickets. I was joking before, just those ID numbers coded to someone's identity. Not stealing, no stealing that. Looks over at Mina. Look, we'll be fine. We always have been. Just need a little time, he said. We had our hearts set on that trip. It's all... Mina comes over and climbs into his lap. He smiles. What if I got you on board? I missed you these past few cycles. I missed that optimism. Lem strokes Mina's hair. Look, if you want to go up to the hub and ask around, be my guest. I can't get up there with Mina down here. And I'm sure the site will bring in a crowd. But be careful. This kind of thing always attracts scammers and thieves. You find a way on board, you take it. You need help to get there? Ask me. But for now, me and Meanie here are sticking to the eye. She looks up at him and smiles. Find a way for us all, or at least for you two. I don't care for living here as much as you guys do, cause I actually can live more than he can. Lem smiles but doesn't say anything. You stand to leave and Mina grabs your hand, eager to give you one more smile. Then you are out, back the walkway of the low end, already thinking of plans to make this right. I don't know what the cycles are doing. The ship's up there, so cannot actually enter anything anymore. This one still needs 2 cycles. We could help out there. Let's repair the ship. And let's see if it brings us any money. Like, good money, I mean. Because these, like, 16 cryos or whatever we always get are meager. Okay. We got it. You and Bliss float in a bay airlock waiting for it to cycle. You pick a few leaves from your clothes as you wait. You float around the chamber as if carried by a lazy wind. Clean work. Bliss bills a little. Well, thank you, Sleeper. Didn't do so bad yourself. She shakes her tool belt. Seems like we're getting into a good rhythm. Now familiar sequence of clunks and rats sound out, and then the door hisses open. The moment it does, you know something has once again gone wrong. What's all this? Bliss asks, confused looking Murray. Bliss asks a confused looking Murray. Besides him are a set of crates anchored to a bay floor. He's clearly just brought them in through the bay freight lock. Morris looks nervously between the two of you before answering. It's payment! He runs a hand along the crates. This Sycamore Seed crew just brought them over. He stops, but seeing the look on Bliss' face adds, they were very thankful. I bet they were. She clenches her fist. What the hell's inside? Morris leans over and struggles with the catches on each side the top crate. As he does, Bliss turns to you. Don't say it. Bliss stares into space. Don't you dare say it. Say what? You know, she looks back at you. This isn't my fault. Morris finally gets the catches free and the lid floats off, drifting up into the bay. As it does, small brown lump floats up with it. Morris retrots and catches it as it passes him. It's that, mushroom, Bliss finishes. That mushroom! They paid us a mushroom? Not just a mushroom, he holds out a clump of tied-to-pack lace. Produce! Bliss starts stuffing. Goddamn, high for commune. Should have known they didn't have a shit to run between them. She knocks a small brown mushroom across the bay. Stop, Bliss, Moritz grabs her. These are good, fresh, we can sell them. To who, Moritz? Are we running a grocer now? We need to cryo, otherwise this whole bay will be shut down. We can't pay for parts with leafy greens. She waggles them to Moritz's face. I can use them. Bliss raises an eyebrow. What for, whole crates? Even you can't be that hungry. Can take a few, but the rest will sell. She smuts on herself. Or at least Moritz will sell them if he's so eager. Moritz closes up the crates and starts moving them. It isn't that bad, Bliss. It's a step in the right direction. He glances at you, looking back up. They sell well. Bliss sighs. Looks like I went into business with a couple of wannabe farmers. She laughs. Prove me wrong then. Show me this is a windfall. She kicks away towards the new patched-together terminal. Until then, I've been working on how to keep this place open. Moritz smiles. Thank you, and goes back to moving the crates. You better be on your way too. This is not helpful. Okay, we can... reach the Citra from here. It's not the best option. I only want to harvest when I get better odds than I have right now. Better rolls, I should say. That's okay, we still got the cryo, and we got some food. Okay. I'm gonna do the citrus stuff later, because I don't know how many cycles and what it will bring. I kind of want to finish up most other things, because I don't know if we can go back if we do. You know what I mean? Aww. Also, damn, this is annoying. He has some scrap, but that means we need to get some more spores. That hurt quite a lot. Okay. That's fine. Took like so much here because I didn't pay attention. That's fine. I'll only finish the mushrooms next cycle. Isn't going the best, huh? Okay, this is actually helpful. Let's hope we get one spore with this. Heck yeah! Okay, I can work with it. I can work with this. They can start growing, and we can go barter because we need a ship mine. Not a fragment, but a full ship mine. Okay, that I can live with. Just need to work somewhere. The problem is they don't stay long enough for me to have a chance at getting more. Few more equipment and the right tools could be reassembled. Where could you reassemble that? I forgot. Where was the place where you could? Okay, 3 fragments, okay. Can be reassembled with a fabricator. Okay, we can do this. I need to buy the second one pretty fast, so let's end the cycle. Hope for decent rolls, and then I also need more money anyways, cause we need money for... No, sorry cat, I can't. Not ornament. Okay, that actually brought us decent bit more money than I thought it would. Means we can feed ourselves. And the side wall will stay here for a while, hopefully. I'm gonna just finish the shipment stuff if I can. Anything else? A little later. Cannot buy more of these, we need to... I mean, it depends on how... Maybe we can auction some. This one only gives cryo. Not too bad. We lost a decent bit of stakes with like not having the bounty hunter at us. I just really want to get rid of the hunter. Sleeper marched in against the corridor wall. It's time, he looks away. Big drops just came in. Grand finale, you up for it? I'm ready. Alright then, we're in business, he pushes away from the wall. This has to work, Sleeper, has to. If it doesn't, Bliss okay? He frowns. Don't think so, but she isn't hiding that from anyone. Look, Bliss has had a rough time of it. Thought if you of all people would understand that. He runs a hand through his hair. Sorry, didn't mean to be. He smells. Bliss is a good one. She gave me a chance. I owe her. He straightens up. I know you have your own things going on, Sleeper. We all do. But the Bane needs someone. Bliss needs someone. Hell, I need someone to help me keep Bliss from spinning out completely. He scratches the side of his head. Otherwise, there's not much I can do. He shakes his head. I would hate not to pay back my debts. Morris stretches. Gotta get back. He nods and walks away. I'm out. See you up there. This is gonna take away. I need some money to buy the stabilizer at some point, because I don't want to end up on 2. We have 2 more cycles that we only have this. So I want to spend some in the bar. And just because I don't know if good service brings us more. Jiro slides from the bottom to the lumpy recycled glass. A pale grassy yellow under the overlook's warm lights. Spacer nods and takes the drink, bringing it up to the face, both hands like an offering bow. This is the good stuff, the stuff Talos is aged on wooden casks, stored in some closed-off part of the old station among corroded wires and softly looping systems, though sometimes it's hard to tell if Talos shoken. Either way, you like pouring this stuff. Gets on your fingers, and if you rub them together you can smell the mossy drink. Cut through with aniseed mushrooms wood as the alcohol evaporates. I like those who order it too. The 8-year-olds keep beneath the bar, open to order only by those who know it's there. Like the quiet spaces sitting at the bar right now. Busy yourself. Pull a rat from your overalls and wipe down the bar, to the all smell lifting them, disappearing into the stale station air. The overlook is quiet this cycle. The salvagers busy offloading the regulars like at the Art Exchange or queuing for work at the Havana shipyard. You are in the right mood for a quiet shift. Some cycles drag along. The overlook empty and claustrophobic, but this one has caught you just right. In this moment, some kind of calm has descended as you tinker away at the bar, lining up the bottles as your thoughts expand and fill the space. Suddenly, you hear heavy clunking at the door. Creaks open and the huge cylindrical metal tank tumbles through, slamming into the floor. Shit! Tala breezes in from behind the wheel of her bright eyes. Shit, shit, shit! Tala. Sleeper! She ducks behind the bar and comes over. Can you help me with this? You look at the huge metal tank suspiciously. How did you get that up there? Tala puts a hand on her. Are you going to help me or what? You come around the bar and get on the side of the tank. Okay, says Tala. On my count. 1, 2, 3. Both heave the tank up to standing. Somehow, you hold it in place, struggling to keep it steady. Where's this going? In the back comes a voice from behind the tank. Somehow you manage to lug the huge thing into the back room, where you place it onto the corner, dwarfing the rest of the contents in the cramped space. So do you hear a crunch? Stand back and look at the expired ratios oozing out from under the tank. Oh shit! Tala looks at you apologetically. I know you like those. That's okay. You push the crushed ratios to one side. That's the end of that. Tala looks exhausted and rubs her shoulders. Francis, I swear to... Something up? Yes, she sighs. He was supposed to be back from Etienne's up in the Greenway, but now back with our Giraud. She leans against the tank. Seems like he's got lost again. Or joined the Haifa commune. We need that Giraud. There's 4 other bars near here, and the spaces sure as hell don't come to the overlook for an ambient. She looks through the open door to check if anyone can hear her. She knocks at the hollow tank. So I'm taking matters into my own hands. She smiled. Welcome, sleeper, to the overlook distillery. Oh no. You look around the dank black room. Need some work. She picks at some paint flaking from the metal wads. Well, might need some help though. She shrugs. You up for it? She knocks the tank again. Could be fun. Happy to help? Okay, she grabs you by the shoulders. I'm excited. She turns around and looks at the tank. I reckon we chop this thing in half. 1 half for fermentation, the other we turn into a still. We also need to gather the ingredients. She turns back and looks at you. Look more like a chopper than a gatherer. She smiled. So how about you build the still and work on the rest? Oh wait, Sleeper, I have an idea. Tyler's grinning now and it's making you nervous. To make up for the races, how about we put a kitchen in here too? Will it fit? We'll make it work. She turns back to the tank. This is going to be great, she says to herself. You look at the dented tank and the bare room. At least she has visions. Tyler nudges you out of the back room and closes the door. As you go back to the bar, you hear the banging and thumping begin. Spacer finishes up the drink and nods in your direction as they leave. You can't quite tell if it's a gesture of sympathy or good luck. So much for a quiet shift. That's annoying. Man. Well, I think actually this is pretty much a good... Hold on, can I... where was it? There was another one. There, I'm just blind. Can I... This is a very... Export Matsutake. Okay, the mushrooms do bring a good amount of money, holy carp. Can we... Not here, where was it? I know there was a way to sell the cores. No. Okay, we have a way to get to the core done. So I'm gonna actually, I think I'm gonna end it here. I think that's a good one. So, next time we are gonna get the core built, transfer the data from the 3D printer thing, and work at getting rid of the hunter, so we are not getting killed by provoking him too much. And then after that, I would say it's parallel to that, it's time to work on the bar, why not, and behind that the mushroom farm a bit more. And maybe in the midst of all this, of course, we need to repair the ship pretty quickly, you know, from the shipyard on top, so we can actually get something out of it, hopefully. But yeah, I think we can, you know, make some good progress here, get some money, get something settled, and hopefully, I have to hope, like, I mean, we get rid of the hunter with the machine, but I have to hope that if we find a way for the mushroom research to go well, that by the end of it, we will end up with, also I hope by restarting the game later, it will fix the other cat mushroom things, because the icon is still missing, and all of the other interactions with it. But yeah, I hope that, you know, we can get our gift to be that we don't need the stabilizer anymore. That would be amazing, because let's face it, even if we get the ticket on the side horizon, we cannot leave without a stabilizer. We would die, no matter what we do. So we can give it to Mina and them if we, you know, get one, and I would love to, but we cannot leave. I think there's multiple endings to this game too. I think you can stay here and live wherever you want. I don't know, become a Yatanga member, help out with running this place, help out in the back gardens, things like that, you know. I think, like, I don't know, I think you could stay here or leave, it really depends. I kind of like this place, though I totally get why people would want to set up a new civilization on the planet. One thing, again, I'm worried on is we need the stabilizer. But yeah, we shall figure more of that out on Sunday. Honestly, I really don't want to stop playing this game. This is so much fun. But I know if I overdo it more, I'm gonna fall asleep. This, reading, especially reading for that long, is a decent bit more tiring. Let's see. I see 3 people to raid. We have Crowbird playing a Super Mario Mon Nuzlocke, but with twist. What the heck is a Super Mario Mon? Also, he's already playing over 5 hours. I cannot see a preview there, that's a bit annoying. No, that's not worth it. And we have Kawi Girl with Cat Cam playing some Stardew Valley and chilling. Oh, it's literally, okay, you literally have Pokemon that are shaped like Mario things. That actually looks quite a lot of fun, but Stardew would also be very calm and nice. Which one do we want? You know what? That Mario randomizer, Mario Mon, Pokemon Mario randomizer Nuzlocke thing. Actually, it looks super fun. So let's rate that. I think that's, you know, it's such a wild card. Didn't expect that to happen. I mean, Stardew Valley is always nice, and definitely feel free to check out Kawi Girl. They're very calm and cozy streamer. But I think Robert Cannon is gonna get R8 today. The problem sometimes, there's so many people streaming so much amazing stuff that like it's hard to decide. Okay, let's do that. So I will be back on Thursday with more crocheting. You know, it's gonna be time for making a Pokemon egg for our little bunny and finishing up the costume. Like a little pom-pom and things like that. And yeah, hopefully we can get that done. I think I should be able to. And then we shall see what we do after. And then I'm gonna be back on Sunday with more Citizen Sleeper. This game is very addicting, I find. So yeah, hopefully you all will either show up Thursday for crafting if you're interested, or back Sunday with Citizen Sleeper. I don't know, it's like normally RPGs, like, they aren't really that catching, but this is more of like a visual novel RPG, I guess, and that's what I like about it. Like, choose your own adventure with quests, visual novel. It leaves your mind like to wander quite a bit. But yeah, I hope you all will have a lovely Wednesday. I will definitely spend my time grinding a bit on Dead by Daylight because of the Blood Point event right now. And hope to see you all back on Thursday for crafting. Enjoy the raid, and yeah. Bye bye.